Where else, but he is unquestionably the most famous daredevil in the world. Hope he can follow your act. Please welcome Mr. Evel Knievel. Yeah! He doesn't have to say anything after that hand,
That's
does
right.
he? I'm glad you're here.
Where's your motorcycle?
It's parked out in the parking lot.
Yeah. He doesn't.
Idling, right.
Oh, just in case we don't, I mean, you're not crazy about the food, you're going to take right off?
Well, after seeing how it was prepared, I lost my appetite.
Evel, that was with love.
Stand back, stand back.
You don't, I mean, that's probably one of the neatest food jobs that's ever been done in a kitchen. We were very circumspect. Usually you just handle it. What's your idea of the kind of food you'd like to have for a romantic evening?
I'd like to take you out to dinner somewhere in a real nice, quiet little spot and get you swacked and take you home someplace. I mean.
And how do you
Isn't that funny how our ideas tally?
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's funny how kindred souls are just born right on television. Isn't that wonderful? Are you a good cook? We don't have to be. Oh, you don't have to do anything you don't want to.
No.
No?
In fact, I've never cooked anything. I think that it is a woman's place to cook, and that she should.
Punch him,
I mean, I feel anything that a man might take inside of him to make him feel a lot better so that he could be a better man to the woman, I think she should prepare for him, and that's why I said that. That was a nice cover-up.
Yeah,
I didn't really mean it.
you did, yeah. That was quick thinking, because I had such mixed emotions. I mean, all sorts of things churning, all the nice things he said. He would like to take me out to a wonderful dinner and take me away from all the hot stove and the kitchen, and that's what I
Get you swacked?
Yeah.
I remember that one.
No, just feeling good. That's
Yeah,
all.
feeling
That's
good.
what I meant by swag.
Yeah, that's right. And then you decided that I would have to cook it. I really don't mind. Either
I would
way.
hope not.
No, of course not.
No good woman minds fixing a meal for a man.
No, that's true. As a matter of fact, I explain very honestly, it certainly is no fun cooking a dinner for yourself or for a girlfriend.
Someone else.
That's right. The only reason that you really want to fix a romantic
Please
dinner.
someone.
That's right.
And that's why I said I felt that that was a woman's part. If a man goes out and works all day and comes home and he has worked all day to buy a house and pay for a house for a woman, to buy maybe her, if he's lucky, a second car, to buy her hopefully a diamond ring for her hand, to buy her dresses and gifts and take her places and feed her, even though he may have a girlfriend or two that he really doesn't do that for. I think that she should want to prepare him a dinner or two, even though she may have a boyfriend or two that she doesn't want to do that for. I mean,
yeah. It's funny, in that whole sentence, I was like a yo-yo. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. What do you...
Don't make up your mind.
Yes, no, do I have, not right now. What, do you eat before you go out and do one of those incredible stunts of yours?
No, I never do.
I don't blame you.
If you're hurt, as I have been seriously many times, to have to go in for any kind of surgery, you shouldn't have anything to eat.
On your stomach?
That's right, so I don't.
What about, do you drink something? I mean, you've got to be nervous.
I do. I never have taken, in my whole lifetime, I don't think I've taken a narcotic. However, when I was a youngster, I was quite a boxing fan. I think Joe Louis was always my idol and still is. I think the world of him. And in fact, I think if this country had a black man that little white boys could look up to like I used to look up to Joe Louis, we'd be very well off. I think Muhammad Ali is doing a great job at Philo shoes. Or a white man the little black kids could look up to. But I felt that he was quite a guy, and I was quite a boxing fan, so I read the history of prize fighters. And our first heavyweight champion of the world, his name was John L. Sullivan. He was an Irishman, and he always used to drink a beer before he would fight or while he was in training, and he always said that that helped him sweat a lot, and that he thought that a certain amount of alcohol was not bad for a person's system, which in later life was proven to be the truth. So
Really?
I drink maybe a shot of the strongest bourbon I can find. In my case, I drink a feathery liquid called Wild Turkey. It puts me in a turbulent flight, and I sometimes don't come back to the ground in very good shape.
And you don't mind too much if the motorcycle doesn't come back with you.
No, not with one shot. That doesn't do it. If you drink one shot of a strong bourbon and maybe a beer chaser, I think it's better for you than nothing at all. I think it sharpens your reflexes.
Does it? You really do?
I do.
I was going to ask you about that.
I feel it does.
They're playing us underscoring music now, but we don't need it. We'll just go to commercial and be right back. Everything is ready. The chicken had to cook an hour in about 10 minutes.
Oh,
And the
which
vegetable
fork do I use? I'll use all of them,
whichever
that's
one.
fine.
Yeah, if you have a big appetite.
Which fork do you use?
The
I never
biggest
know
one.
these things.
The
Hi, I'm
bigger
on
one.
TV. Sorry, Mom, I can't remember. Which
The
fork
big-
do you use?
the
Masha,
big
this is my
one,
mother's
John.
worst fantasy, right? Do you eat like that when you go over to your friend Brad's house? Well, now I'm on CBS and I don't know what to do.
Use the big fork.
The big fork.
Just remember,
Whatever one's on the outside, okay? Good.
Got it.
Thank you.
Oh, it's
you
delicious.
can't take him anywhere, Don.
No, you really
So you
can't.
just like, fine.
Just eat the chicken.
That's
yeah.
right. Go ahead. We're gonna, oh, that's so sweet. Go ahead and feed him.
I'm gonna do this during rehearsal. Good boy.
Yeah.
We sometimes play
Chew
airplane.
carefully. That's right.
That's a good
Would you
boy.
like me to?
And whose fork do I have?
Tastes like Colonel Tucky.
What's
it's
your,
very,
what's
very
your
delicious.
favorite meal, John?
La cuisine est excellente. That's
He
French.
has no idea what he's saying.
What did you say?
It's boss food.
That's right. That's right. Evel, you started doing stunts when you were 9 years old? Mm-hmm. What, like, what an adventurous soul you are. What was the first one?
First stunt I ever did?
First stunt.
I jumped over some rattlesnakes and some mountain lions.
Over rattlesnakes,
Rattlesnakes in a mountain lane?
No, 50 rattlesnakes and 2 mountain lions
and where?
in a little town called Moses Lake, Washington.
You mean they just put them out there in front?
Yeah, they
If
tied
you-
up the mountain lions. What we did, we went to a mortuary company and we got some boxes and took the coffins out of them, and we put 6 boxes and stapled them together after the coffins were out, and then we put the snakes in the boxes. And when I landed, I went right through the end of the last box, and the snakes got out. And there were people sitting on the side of the hill, and all the snakes went out and up the hill, and the whole hill got up and moved. It was like everybody got up and
Right. Like an accident.
I was on my motorcycle, so I just kept right on.
Going right
trucking
through the
right
people?
through it. Yeah.
I would say I was.
That's the truth. That's
I
what
wouldn't
happened.
want to land splat in the middle of those snakes.
Well, I didn't. I jumped
No.
way over them.
You got a movie called Evel Knievel.
Yes, it'll be out. It opens in New Orleans next week, and throughout the whole United States. Plays all this summer, and I feel it's a good movie. I'm very proud of it.
And it deals with Evel Knievel.
Yes, the name of it is Viva Knievel. It really does. What it is a story. Gene Kelly is in it. Red Buttons, Marjo, Lauren Hutton, Leslie Nielsen, Cameron Mitchell. It deals
good
with.
catch.
It's a picture about a man who has a little son who he blames for the death of his wife at childbirth, Gene Kelly's little son. So what we are doing in the picture is showing about bringing a little boy and his father together again in life, and also there's some scenes in it where Gene is drugged on narcotics by some Mexican narcotic smugglers, which really shows people what narcotics will do to your mind, to your brain, to your body. If you are drugged with narcotics, it's a terrible thing, and he does a very good job. Gene is a
He's
great
such a
picture.
good actor.
He certainly is. He did a
People-
beautiful job.
I think he's just a wonderful song and dance man and director. But
Does he
he's a-
dance in the movie?
No, he doesn't dance in the movie, but you know, it's a strange thing. 70% of the people that are in the picture are people that came out of retirement to work on the picture. People who had grandkids and kids that said, go on and do this thing with Evel, and let's do it. And
How'd the project come about?
well, 5 years ago, I wrote this picture. It was called Evel Knievel in Mexico. And I did it because a young man who was working for me had his mind scrambled on LSD. I mean, just made a vegetable out of him. This guy was one of the greatest stuntmen on the face of the earth. He was the only man in the world that I ever knew that could stand in front of a race car, and we could run an Indy car at him or a stock car at 100 miles an hour, and he would stand right out in the middle of the track, and it would come at him. He would jump in the air, spread his legs, and it would go underneath him. He's the only guy in the world that could do that.
Good heavens.
If you think that's tough, go down here on Sunset Boulevard and stand out there in the middle of traffic and do some jump rope with one of those automobiles coming by. This guy was...
Well, it's impossible. I mean, that kind of coordination.
This fellow's name was Jumpin' Jack Stroh. He's from Prosser, Washington, and Jack got involved in a narcotics program, and he was nearly killed, and I spent tens of thousands of dollars sending him to hospitals to try and straighten him out, and I felt so sad because somebody had slipped this stuff to him, and he couldn't help it. Mm-hmm. So I wrote this picture, and then it was put off, and then Cheryl Corwin, who did Poseidon Adventure, came to me 3 years ago before the canyon jump, and he said, if you're alive after the canyon jump, I would like you to do a picture with me because I've heard what you said on television, and I agree with you about the narcotics thing.
If you're alive after that.
Well, he knew the canyon. He knew the reason I didn't do the first picture because he knew the reason that I had George Hamilton do the first picture was because the canyon jump was too big of a thing for me to handle. It wasn't too big in my way. I couldn't do a motion picture. So we signed a dollar bill and shook our hands that we would make the picture, and the budget has gone way over $5 million. Mr. Corwin did it with Warner Brothers, and it's a PG picture, and I think it's a great picture.
And everybody can see it together, and it does.
Every mother, you know, you and I discussed this earlier. The motion picture business has been mainly responsible for separating mothers and fathers from little children in this country. I think it's a disaster. Well, there are not 10 pictures in this country that I would like to take my little girl by the hand to and sit through. Not 10. I believe that the motion picture industry ought to come to grips with itself. I do think that because of the way these men have treated me, because of the way Irwin Allen, who helped Mr. Corwin with Poseidon Adventure and Towering Inferno, and has done some great pictures, and who I think is a genius in this industry, Frank Wells and Ted Ashley, these people that are responsible at Warner Brothers for the pictures they make, I think they're saying to themselves, along with other motion picture studios also, that we have a chance to make a contribution to young people in this country, and for Christ's sake, let's make some pictures that are PG so that we can bring the parents and the kids together and really have some good entertainment in this country. I think we need it.
I couldn't agree more. We have a clip there. Would you like to explain the clip that we have?
If I can see it on the monitor, I will, yeah.
Okay. I think this is the one that, I'm not sure, I think it's the one you were talking about, Lauren.
Shooting the picture over some lions, some tigers. I didn't make it over this jump.
You didn't make it?
No, this was one of those that didn't turn out too well. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Stunt work in this picture was phenomenal. Kerry Lofton, who did all of the stunt work in Grand Prix and then Bullet and Magnum Force, was the stunt coordinator. And Gary Davis and Eddie Mulder did all of the stunt work that I really didn't do myself in the picture. I did probably 50 or 60% of it, but with a picture that cost $5 million, you can't put 500 or 600 people out of work.
You sure can't.
But this particular stunt in the picture was quite a thing. Lauren is a beautiful girl, and she was a real ball to work with. Well, she's a real human being and a real person. That's what I liked about it. There's nothing phony about it at all, I'll tell you. When you see this stunt in this picture, the distance of the jump and the way that motorcycle was exited from in midair, you will not believe the beautiful work in it.
And who did this jump?
I did everything up until the actual jump itself, and Gary Davis did the fall for me. This is Gene and the little boy standing here watching the jump. This is one of the particular stunts in the picture that they did such a great job on.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Evel Knievel, roaring down the road to glory, making the most spectacular leap of their life.
Watch this, how he gets off this motorcycle. Boy, you talk about
Is he hurt?
I
This was
think,
choreographed?
yeah.
Well, you can't choreograph that.
That's Gary Davis. He's one of the
We have a little game here that we can play while you're having your dessert. It's just our little contribution to party games. Now, what we have is called fishbowl roulette. And you just draw a question out of there, and you answer it to the best of your ability, and if you don't want to answer it, you pass it on to somebody else.
Okay.
But you're supposed to try and answer. Why don't you start, because you're on that side.
What is it that you'd really like to do, but don't or haven't had the time for? I always wanted to do three things in my life. I wanted to jump out of an airplane with a parachute, which I did.
With a parachute. Oh, that's good. Knowing you,
I always wanted to drive at Indianapolis. However, I have a partner in the Indy racing, J.C. Agajanian from Los Angeles here, and we have 2 cars running in the Indy 500 day after tomorrow.
so you can live vicariously that way.
I'm doing that, and I replaced my Indianapolis with my Canyon, so I've done that. The third thing had to do with making love to one of the most beautiful women in the world, which could be one girl of many. And as I'm sitting here, only wanting to pay you a compliment, I will not mention any names.
I wonder what he meant by that.
I hope I don't get a question.
Yes, well, go ahead and pick one. I'm sure you won't get one like that. I haven't got time to pick one. I'm thinking about that last.
That's right.
Elizabeth Taylor? No? Okay.
She couldn't say.
You're supposed to read it.
Oh, I'm sorry, out loud.
Out loud.
If you went to a party with someone and found you were attracted to someone else's date who was also attracted to you, how would you handle it?
Well, how would you?
I'd go to the fuse box and create a blackout and then... No, actually...
Always thinking.
Good thinking.
No, let's see. I would come up to them and I would probably... This is serious now, right?
Of course it is.
If I was attracted to someone else and I was with my girlfriend Nancy, I wouldn't touch the other girl at all. But I'd find a way to kick her boyfriend in the shins.
Okay. Just disable him.
Yes, I'm very happily in love with this girl, Nancy, who you know.
Yeah,
That's
actually, you wouldn't be interested in another girl, would you?
No.
Okay, Suzanne.
Mine.
Yours.
Next up. At a party, everyone... why do I always get these?
Read it.
At a party, everyone takes off their clothes. What do you do?
Look for that fuse box.
Right. Thank you, Dinah. That's perfect.
What do you do?
I would get out of there so fast.
Oh.
I can't think. I did go to a party about 2 weeks ago, and there's an agent in town. It was his birthday, and he decided to answer the door and greet all his guests in his birthday suit. Well, I tell you, Dinah, I spent the whole evening looking at the ceiling because there's no way I can be comfortable with somebody going, would you like a glass of wine?
No. Nothing. Just don't come near me.
Just
Turn over that way.
open your presents and let's get this over with.
Your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were given the choice of spending the evening with a fictitious character, who would it be?
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Well, a fictitious character. And if you don't know, John, that means somebody that just...
Not real.
Yeah. How about Superman?
How about Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel, okay. That's a toss-up. Captain Marvel, Superman, or Evel Knievel. Okay. You've got...
I don't know where they are, honey, but I'm ready to change my clothes, and here I am.
Clark Kent, go back
He's
in the
back
phone.
to that question again.
Yeah, I know it.
If you were banished to a lonely spot in the world and allowed to take only one person and one thing,
Wow.
who and what would you choose? I would take my soul and Jesus Christ. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Good turn. That's it.
Describe the most romantic evening you've ever had.
Well, Nancy,
The most romantic evening I ever had, I think, was the night I first met Nancy.
Isn't that
Yes, it was in Fantasyland at Disneyland, and we were on the teacups, and I threw up next to her.
That is... That's very nice.